Hi, I'm Jackie, and I'm a sepsis survivor. It's September 13th, which is World Sepsis Day, which also ironically happens to be my birthday. I'm 60 years old today, and if not for the fast action and the quick diagnosis and treatment of my local doctors at our hometown emergency room and the colorectal surgeons who are awaiting my arrival in Baltimore, I wouldn't be here to see this milestone. On May 22nd, 2001, I had a colon perforation and I didn't really realize it because all I had at first was pain in my left hip. And it kind of got worse throughout the night. I was very fatigued, but I couldn't sleep because of the pain. And somewhere around 5 a.m., I woke up my family because I had taken my temperature and it was 102. And really, honestly, even that didn't faze me because I was at a point where I just wanted to sleep. I was very, very tired and in a lot of pain. And then we realized that I couldn't move my left leg. So my husband and younger daughter insisted we were going to call 911, and off to the emergency room I went. And I was thinking I had an orthopedic injury or something. And it turned out that I heard the doctor saying that I had a perforated colon. He had ordered an abdominal CAT scan. He also did lab work. And at that point, I think I was just kind of fading in and out on the gurney. And they were talking above me, talking about my blood pressure was dropping and she's in septic shock. And next thing I knew, a ventilator was being put in. And unfortunately, I didn't react to the sedatives, I guess, right away because I was still awake for that part. But not long after, I was listening to the doctors talk about getting me to Baltimore, which is a hospital. Shock trauma in Baltimore is a hospital for really, really sick people. And they were trying to get me there. And I wouldn't have made it apparently by ambulance because it was an hour, 20 minutes. So they called a helicopter and they flew me to Baltimore. And the next thing I remembered, I don't even remember the helicopter, but just the next thing I remember, I was in like a dark space and I heard a woman's kind voice saying, "You were a very sick girl. We didn't know if you were going to make it." And I just kind of nodded and fell back asleep. And then the next day I woke up, I was on the ventilator still, but I did start breathing on my own rather quickly, they said, so they were able to remove the ventilator. And that was like the first day where I was really aware of what had happened to me. And I'd never heard of sepsis before. Um, and my recovery's been long, very long physical recovery. I had a third of my colon removed in the surgery because they had to get rid of the source of the infection that caused the sepsis in the first place. And then in December, I had the colostomy that was placed until my colon could heal. I had the colostomy reversed, so I did have to go through a second surgery, and I was scared to death of that. And I almost chickened out the morning that my husband was trying to get me into registration back at Shock Trauma Hospital. Um, I did a lot of physical therapy and aquatic therapy, and I see a mental health professional every week because I have severe PTSD, especially if a nurse is taking my vitals. I'm hovering around and asking, what was my blood pressure? Because I'll always remember how they said my blood pressure was dropping that morning. I tried Googling sepsis at first, and that was scaring the heck out of me. So eventually on Instagram, I found Sepsis Alliance, and that led me to a session where I got to talk to and see other survivors like me, and to see that, okay, maybe I'm not going to die any day now. I had that kind of stuck in my head because of all the medical trauma. And I saw other people who were living, breathing survivors, and that helped me tremendously. That kind of kick-started my mental recovery into another phase, and it helped. Um, since then, my physical recovery's been good. Still working on the mental thing. That's going to be an ongoing issue, and I'm trying to raise funds with the superhero challenge on my Instagram, and just trying to make people aware. I also will have a story coming out soon in a major news outlet about my experience with sepsis. I just want everybody to realize the dangers of infection, the dangers of an infection developing into sepsis, because it really is a serious, serious thing. And because I was waiting around so long, because I didn't realize what it was or know what sepsis was, I almost didn't make it here to see this 60th birthday. And I think that my wish today for my birthday is that everybody who gets sepsis can survive like I did, so that they can also see another birthday. And I'm sorry for getting a little emotional, but I cry a lot too since I've had sepsis, but that's how it is. Thank you everybody for listening. I really appreciate it.